Hello everyone, I'm Allie Pate, the maker behind Road Trip Sock Yarn. And today I am here to show you the new yarns that are on their first class road trip to Yarnatopia in Oklahoma City. Now, road trip sock yarns are inspired by local history, regional history, and road trip destinations. So these are perfect for that. I'm so excited. These are luxurious yarns. They're beautiful. They turned out so well. I'm really proud of them. There are two separate bases, one of which has 100% Baby Alpaca. The second has the 70% Baby Alpaca, 20% Mulberry Silk, and 10% Cashmere. Both run about 400 meters per 100 gram hank, and they're so soft. They stitch up to create this beautiful drape. I'm just happy, and I'm so glad to be here to show you these yarns. I'm going to go through and give you some of the highlights of each of the different colors and just, kind of show off these beauties. So I hope you like them. We're going to start with the 100% Baby Alpaca. And I was inspired by the fact that so many of us are taking advantage of being outdoors, getting out to our neighborhood parks, checking out the region, really taking advantage of those stay-at-home orders and things like that. So I know myself, I was walking through the neighborhood quite a bit and, just kind of being out and exploring. So this series is entitled A Walk in the Park. And the first skein we're gonna see is Oliver Park. This is a real pretty pink and green combination here. You can see some nice intense color saturation on the pink side as well as the green side. And then when we open it up, we'll see the tonal variations. I'm going to take a step back so that I can get as much of this yarn in as possible for you. Now, wow, look at that intensity here. Now, the contrast between this deep dark color in comparison to the lighter is really going to show off your stitch definition. So you can see some of the speckling. All right, this one is Oliver Park. Prairie Dog Park. We have a Prairie Dog Park here too, and we love to visit there. It's just a short bike ride away, so we can spend a lot of time down there. We love to look for prairie dogs, as I'm sure you do too. This one has a ton of speckles, lots of different color variations. Our speckles, well, we have the happy dye bath, if you will, that's done in the red, and then lots of speckling. Let me take a step back. I've got a beautiful big window right here, so we're going to take advantage of this natural light. Tons of speckling in there. On the flip side, then you can see some of the lighters for that contrast in your stitch definition. Our speckles on this look like they are purple, goldeny yellow, light blue, a nice bright green, and again, I said this is on the happy bath of red. So I should tell you that this is a two-part dye series. Everything goes into the first bath, and it's a custom color. They kind of hang out in there, soak up as much of the wonderful color that they can, and then everything gets dried, and I bring everything back up then to speckle it. So it's a two-part series. The speckling's a lot of fun. I love speckles. I love color. You're gonna see more of the fact that I love color. I don't know if it's possible to have too much color, so I like to push it. JB Black Park. JB Black Park. Now this happy dye bath is a nice charcoal gray. The speckling and tonal variations you're going to see throughout will be in blues and pinks. You can see some of those blues there. The lighter for your stitch definition, JB Black Park. Flower Garden Park, how sweet. We have another big bright skein here. This happy dye bath was done in a purple. Lots of speckling, lots of colors, lots of color mingling in here. We're going to see that most of the speckling is emphasized in a dark blue. So purple and blue, if these are your jam, then this would be a good skein for you. We also have some yellows, some greens, some pinks, and then some lighter lights. All right. Highland Park. North Highland Park. This is a green for all of you green lovers out there. This happy dye bath was definitely a green, and we see speckling done in blue and a light purple this time. A little bit of yellow in there from the breakdowns on the colorway, And again, this is North Highland Park. Another big bright color coming at you with Crown Heights Park. Crown Heights Park. This has a ton of color mingling. A ton of color mingling. It is really pretty. They just all seem to blend together. This is going to be gorgeous stitched up. I can't wait to see this. Beautiful. You're going to see your speckling and some of the brighter oranges here. Lots of speckling and brighter oranges. Now we're going to calm it down a little bit. Doesn't happen too often, so when it does, it's kind of a sweet little surprise. We have Martin Park Nature Center. Martin Park Nature Center. We still have a lot of really nice saturations in these colors, on the greens as well. They just aren't so jump in your face about it, which is sometimes quite refreshing. So we have a green happy dye bath. Like I said before, we've got the nice lavenders, some pink within that lavender on those breakdowns, blues, and speckling in a golden yellow. This is the back side. Big contrast here between the light lights and the more saturated for your stitch definition as well. Draper Park. Draper Park. This is really a nice skein because it has a gradation throughout. So if you look at how the skein goes, it has the light, oh, let me catch it. Let me go this way so we can catch it a little easier for you. It's that light. This is a nice light here, and then it very consistently blends into the blue. Just a nice gradation on it. The speckling on this is done in the blues. Blues. Can you see those? Yeah, there they are. Hot dog. Hathaway Park. Hathaway Park. Now this is pretty. We have a bright yellow on one side and a bright pink on the other. So this pops in those stitches will be really nice. The speckles on this are in light blue, orange, pinks. All right, let's see if we can catch these up close for you to see. Let me open this up too. That way you can see the saturation of the skein throughout. All right, Hathaway Park. Yellow, pink, yellow, pink. Bluff Creek Park. Bluff Creek Park. Again, a little bit of speckling with lots of color mingling. You must have been having a dance party in this kettle. All right, we've got some greens on this side, lots of blue speckles into the lavender. On the lavender, you're also going to see some pink speckling. So we've got some nice contrast variation here with the light compared to the well saturated. And again, this is Bluff Creek Park. Here we have some big colors coming at you with Geraldine Park. Geraldine Park. We've got the dark red as our happy, excuse me, that's not red at all. That's purple. I was too excited about the red speckles, I'm sure. And when we open it up, you are going to see there are lots of blue speckles, more red speckles, some yellow speckles, breakdowns into some greens. This skein has a lot going on. It should make for a very beautifully stitched project. All right, again, Geraldine Park. Geraldine Park. Happy dye bath as purple. Lots of red speckles. Lightning Creek Park. We have some really pretty color blending and mingling in this one as well. Happy dye bath on this is going to be a golden orange contrasted with a nice bright blue. Lots of red speckles in here as well. You can see the back side of it. And we're going to go ahead and open this skein up too so that you can see the saturation through the center of it. All right. Nice, nice. Lightning Creek Park, Edgemere Park. And this has a pink with a minty kind of green. Lots of blue speckles on this as well. We have a well-saturated pink side with some contrasting lights in there for that stitch definition. Into the green on the other side. We can open this up so that you can see what this looks like in the middle. Oh, that's a nice example of some of those blue speckles we see here. All right, open that up. All right, again, this is Edgemere Park. And you know, maybe one of these parks is close to your house. Maybe this is where you go to do all of your stitching on a bench and get out of the house a little bit. If you know this area, please share your stories with me. I would love to know more about what's going on in these parts of town. You can either comment below on my YouTube or send me a message. All right. Now we have the next series. This is the second series, like I was telling you earlier. 70% Baby Alpaca, 20% Mulberry Silk, 10% Cashmere. About 400 meters per 100 grams. And again, you're gonna wanna hand wash these. Lay them flat to dry. They are beautiful, but they are also somewhat delicate and like to have a nice warm bath, maybe in a tub with some wool wash. That sounds lovely. All right, let's get started on these. I was really inspired by the fact that your city is known as the Big Friendly. I just think that's very sweet, and all of the stories that I read, how your community has come together, are very inspiring. So this series is inspired by the Big Friendly, and it's named for each of the neighborhoods in your town. So I guess I don't have for every single neighborhood, but many neighborhoods are represented. This one is for downtown. And we have a happy dye bath of the dark blue here. And then when we open it up, come on, open up. We are going to see some of the dark pinks to purples. Lots of big contrast for your stitch definition. And let me go ahead and open up this skein for you so you can see what's going on in the middle. All right, there we go, downtown. Suburban north side. This looks like a lavender happy dye bath. We've got speckles in blues and pinks. And some purples. Blues, pinks, and purples. All right, this skein has a lot going on as well. You can see the nice contrast, big contrast here for your stitch definition. I'm all about stitch definition, man, I'll tell you. I love having the big contrast within each skein. So we have some really well saturated, some speckles, some lighter colors, and it allows everything to move together and to really show off what you're making with some beautiful yarn. And that's what it's all about. So here we are again. Suburban north side, the Bricktown yarn. This happy dye bath is in a warm orange. Warm orange, yeah. Tons of speckling in blues, pinks, oranges. Doesn't seem like we have any breakdowns. So there we go. This is the back side. Let me open this up a little bit for you. All right, Bricktown Hills has a lot of color mingling. I used a bunch of colors speckling this. The happy dye bath was in a really light gray, and so I just went bonkers with the speckles. Ooh, yeah. So this has reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples, and pinks. I caught as many speckles as I possibly could on this skein. You're gonna see some nice tonal variation throughout. That should stitch up really well too. Again, this is Nichols Hills side. Is going to be in a nice dark green happy dye bath. Speckles on this include pink, purple, yellow, and some blue. And some blue. Yep, there's some blue in there. You can see it. Let me come up close so you can see it. Yeah, lots of speckles. Greens, pinks. Woohoo! East side, Quail Springs. Quail Springs is a darker green. We have blue speckling, a nice golden orange, and some reds in here. The reds seem to be a little bit hidden in those oranges. Let me see if I can pull that apart to show you. There we go. Big contrast on this as well. Paso Artist District. This happy dye bath. Let's open it up and see if we can tell. Ooh, this might be a mystery dye bath. Nah, it looks like it's the darker pinks into the purples here. Surprise dye bath, right? All right, our speckling is predominantly in the blue and the pink and the purple. Some yellows and greens as well. Seems like there's a greater contrast between the blue and the green, so that seems to be the most evident. Paso Artist District, just Arts District now. I know your community is very artsy, so I'm sure that there's lots of really cool places. This has a teal with a red. Big color here. Let me step back so I can catch all this big color. Big colors, color mingling, lots of speckling, bright bold red here. The green has a lot of the blue speckles again. They really seem to stand out. Some yellows, lots of greens, a little bit of a yellowy breakdown on the teals. All right, Arts District. Let's cool it down a little bit. This is for the green lovers out there. This is the Midtown District. This happy dye bath was the nice dark gray, and then we went into a lot of color mingling with some green. Green, green, green. You can see on this side, we've got some speckling, some side-by-side contrast for your stitches. And again, this is Midtown District, Cashmere City. I am really loving this. I think this would be great as a nice shawl or something close. This just, oh, it's just really pretty. So this happy dye bath is a nice warm brown. This is a newer color for me, mixed with some of the oranges. And lots of orange speckling, but I allowed for a lot of color mingling in this as well. You're gonna see most of the speckling in here. So the orange is a little bit of red in there, but isn't that pretty? Yeah, Stockyard City. Capitol Hill has a bright blue. For those of you who love blue, I know I love blue. We have big color here in comparison to the pinks and yellows and greens throughout the rest of the skein. This is going to have really great stitch definition, but you can see some of the speckling in here, the greens and the pinks. We'll open that up so that you can see what it looks like throughout. And in the dark blue. All right, again, Capitol Hill, Flatiron District. This is on probably a medium green happy dye bath. Lots of speckling throughout, lots of tonal variation. Contrast. Speckles are done in blues, pinks, greens. All right, again, Flatiron District. So, a couple of interesting things about my yarn. They are all dyed shop specific. So if you see a color that you absolutely love in this video, grab it, because I am sure these are not gonna last long. Most of the colors are not revisited. So I hope you like them. Yarnatopia, thank you so much for bringing my yarns in. I'm really excited about this. Again, please, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I will have all of my contact information throughout the video, and I hope you have so much fun stitching. Thank you, thank you, thank you.